Hi guys, I'm glad you didn't disappear. So to wrap this up, Peter Schiff forecasted this economic collapse, but was he right for the short term, or was he right for the long term? So Zig Ziglar says that economists have predicted 36 of the last 2 recessions. And if you follow Dave Ramsey's views a little closer, you will realize, excuse me, that Dave Ramsey has a bitter distaste towards socialism. And Peter Schiff is not the only person he has called an idiot on the air, my friend. So if he should apologize to Peter Schiff, what about Ben Stein? What about Neil Cavuto? Or how about this one? Should Alan Greenspan just admit that he manipulated the free market with other people's money and created a mess, which Peter Schiff describes in his video on March 22nd, 2010? So I also recall you saying Dave does not talk about tax code being really screwed up on his show. Did you know that Dave supports the fair tax? He has discussed on his program Neil Bortz and Congressman John Linder's book, The Fair Tax Book. Have you heard of his lividness over the 2009 President Obama stimulus bill? So how about instead of listening to YouTube so closely and telling your viewers, don't listen to Dave Ramsey, listen to Peter Schiff because he knows what he's talking about, and I quote, why not try going down to your local bookstore and find the money management section or the business section or the personal development section and check out some authors? I'll give you a few of them. Let's try Von Jones. He wrote The Green Collar Economy. And since you're a Peter Schiff fan, why not read his books? And why don't you compare them to Dave Ramsey's books, my friend? What about Jonathan Clements? What about Raymond Lucia? What about Daniel Solon? What about Jason Kelly? What about John Miller? 2 things I need to mention to you. Besides Peter Schiff's books, not one of these other authors mention anything about investing in gold. And all these authors are capitalists, sir. And many people still think that capitalism is the problem and not the solution. So really, you are not in any position to tell anyone not to diversify their own thoughts and use their own brain when it comes to investing. And your closed-mindedness is what brought me out on this subject. I'm not protesting what Peter Schiff says, nor am I a Dave Ramsey protester. I am talking strictly to you. When the day comes that you have a nationally syndicated radio talk show that millions of listeners tune into every day, and also one day if you become a Republican primary candidate for Senate, or if you publish a New York Times best-selling financial juggernaut of a book, then you can go ahead and steer away your listeners away from your competition. But until that time, you can stop being closed-minded and read some books and get a little more extensive research and get a little more educated before you put up a video on YouTube. And I guess the same thing could be said about me. So thank you guys for taking the time to watch this. Now here's my chance to listen to what you have to say. And I'm very open-minded what that could be. So let the negative comments on YouTube and the hate mail begin.